So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is Q&A Sunday. We are back to answer those questions. This week I've got my headset on, so the audio should be much better than last week. We've got some Real Madrid Barcelona in the background. I know I've shown these games before, but the PES demo is limited, and it was El Clasico weekend, so thought it would work well. I'm playing as Real Madrid. It's a decent game. I hadn't played PES in a couple of days, so it was a little bit rusty, but it's there to watch. So we've got a lot of questions. I'm going to say don't send any more right now because I've got about 70 questions to get through and I just can't keep getting a backlog. So this week I'm going to say don't submit any more so I can sort of start working through them. Anyway, Man United are facing Chelsea today. Fingers crossed Man United get the job done. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, the first question for today is from Ernil K. It says, hi TTB. Which team do you think will win the Europa League this season? And which potential football player do you think will become the best of the world about a few years from now? Okay, the Europa League, I'm not sure. I don't watch a whole lot of Europa. You know, Tottenham are looking decent. They could do well. But apart from that, I really don't know who's even in it. You know, the Champions League, especially with Man United not being in any competitions this year, it kind of makes it hard to watch some of the games. You know, the Champions League, there's some big matches, but they don't normally get really exciting till we get into the knockout stages. So, unfortunately, I can't really answer that. I don't watch Europa League. But, you know, leave a comment. Let me know who do you think the best Europa League teams are, and I'll answer with who do I think will win. And as far as the best potential footballer, it's going to be Messi and Ronaldo for a long time. You know, Messi's still pretty young. And, I mean, he's been around so long, Lionel Messi, but he's still, you know, one of the best out there. Ronaldo as well. So, I think them two are just going to keep dominating it till they're probably 34, 35. Because they just seem to never age and just keep getting better and better. So, I think we've got a couple of years and maybe 10 years before we see someone else. Okay, next up from Razi Kala. Says, hi TTB, you're great and loving the videos. Thank you very much, especially the FIFA 15 career. Number one, I'm getting a PS4 soon. Good stuff. You might already have it by now. And I was wondering if you could play you when you get it. Possibly. Add me on PSN. I don't really play other people just because I'm always busy. And apart from playing online, you know, that's it. But, you know, hit me up on PSN. It's Ricky Rick, my PSN ID. And number two, who do you think will win the Golden Boot in the Premier League? There's a few that could possibly win it this year. I mean, Diego Costa started off well. Will he be able to maintain that form? Possibly. Aguero will score goals as well. I don't think anyone from Arsenal is going to get it. Man United, I don't think anyone's going to get it from United. Liverpool, not really. You know, I think Man City and Chelsea, probably the two that we're probably going to see a top goal scorer from this year. But hopefully, you know, someone else will start banging in the goals, just like James Rodriguez just did there. I was using advanced shooting to start with here, and, you know, you can see the ball goes in the top corner. For some reason, I always hit it upwards. I'm still adjusting to the advanced shooting, but I'll get there in the end. Okay, next up from Samuel the Duck, nice name, says, as a Man United supporter, what is your opinion on Tom Cleverley? Was it right for him to move out on loan, or do you think he should have went permanently? Also, with the international retirement of Lampard and Gerrard, who do you think will replace them? Yes, I do think that he should have probably gone permanently. He's not going to get in this Man United team. No way, Jose. I mean, he's brought Di Maria in, he's got Blint, he's got Rooney in midfield as well half the time, he's got Mata, Valencia. He's not going to compete with players like that, and he's probably going to bring in other players in January. So yeah, probably should have gone permanently. And who will replace them? You know, maybe the likes of Wilshere. I don't know who else we even England have in the midfield now. Can't remember. Barkley's a good young player. They'll have players that can replace them. I mean, Lampard was good. Gerrard is all right. You know, Gerrard was good, but they never seem to play as well internationally. You see a lot of these players, they play better at their league club. But when it comes to international matches, you just don't see that same level of quality. So I'm sure they'll find replacements. Okay, next up from Abe Welly, if that's how you say your name, says, what do you think of the grass in PES 2015? Do you think FIFA has better grass? Thank you, I'm a huge fan of yours. Good stuff. Well, you can see from this video here, the grass looks decent. On PS3, it looks pretty bland and boring. But I do think FIFA has always done a better job when it comes to actually the way the field looks and the pitch. So, yeah, I'd probably say FIFA is better. But they're getting it right. Konami, you know, it does look better, the grass this year. But they still need to work on the nets. I mean, you can't just have better grass. You've got to have better everything. FIFA this year put wonderful net physics in. Sometimes they go a little bit wonky and the nets sort of float in the air. But they still go in the right direction. Konami, you know, a little bit lazy sometimes on that. So if you're going to do it, you've got to do it right. You know, they've got electronic ad boards, which is nice. The grass is looking better. But hopefully next year they'll tweak it with added features. Okay, next up from TTB is awesome. Fantastic name. He says, what music do you like? I'm not really that fussy. I mean, I like dance. I like club. I'm very much sort of a techno trance kind of guy, especially when I'm down the gym, you know, crank that up and like to work out with that kind of music. R&B from time to time, a little bit of Eminem, some rap. It's not bad. You know, certain rap is... I don't like that real hardcore... I'm not going to say the word, but you probably guys know what I'm talking about. Hardcore rap where it's end this and end that. Not a huge fan of that. But I kind of like everything. It's apart from classical, sort of very boring and lame music. But I like, you know, trance, techno, dubstep's alright. Any kind of club music gets me in the mood. That's what I kind of like. Alright, next up from Nikos Solas. Here was a chance. Smashed it over the bar. He says, what do you think about RVP's form, Robin Van Persie? Will he improve by the end of the season? Love your vids and greetings from Greece. Yeah, he's, you know, the last game Man United played, obviously before they've played Chelsea today, you put RVP up top without Falcao. Now, what I didn't understand last week is it seemed Louis van Gaal's game plan was to get it down the wings. You saw Di Maria and Januzaj continuously whipping the ball in for crosses. Robin Van Persie isn't necessarily known for his heading ability. Yes, he scored some nice goals. The one he scored in the World Cup was phenomenal. But he's not as good as Falcao in the air. Falcao, when he came on, he already changed the course of the game. He's a very physical player, very good at holding the ball up. I think he is better than Robin Van Persie. But I didn't understand the game plan that Louis van Gaal opted last week. If you're going to whip crosses in, you need two guys up front. Put Falcao on there with Robin Van Persie, and then they can actually do something. I didn't like the way he played the formation last week. So hopefully Chelsea, he puts two up top. He has to. Don't go defensive. You're at home. And this is going a little bit off topic, but it's just what I have in my mind. So hopefully Chelsea, he just plays that 4-4-2 and attacks. But Robin Van Persie, he will get better, but I think he needs to play up front with Falcao. They need to get a relationship going, a little bit of chemistry, and then we'll see him back to his scoring ways. Because he's got quality. Last week he hit the post with that right-footed volley. That was unlucky. Just a moment of brilliance there can change the game. Okay, next up from Burrito Man 217. Decent attempt there. He says, hey TTB, enjoy your videos a lot. You're a great football commentator and an excellent FIFA PES player. Well, thank you very much. I have a question on whether I can gain muscle mass like you. That's a bodybuilding question. Just by working out at home every day and by doing some weights and press ups without actually going to the gym. Please advise some techniques. Thanks. Yeah, you can gain some muscle. I don't think you're going to gain exceptional bulk. You know, I used to do it at home. I used to work out in my room, press-ups and stuff. But I think you do need to go to the gym to get a full workout. Unless you've got sort of a gym at your home with proper weights, then fine. And I recommend taking some maybe creatine in there with protein shakes. Don't take anything like steroids, that's ridiculous. But, you know, creatine will help build muscle. Protein will help recover your muscles after you've worked out. And yeah, just hit the weights. Just keep doing it. Maybe do chest Mondays, arms on Tuesdays, bit of back on Wednesdays, and then back to some chest on Thursdays, and if you want to do legs as well. So just mix it up. And there we have it. I'm hopefully going to have some t-shirts coming out as well with sort of a bodybuilding design, because the ones I've done now are not going anywhere. No one wants to buy them because they're boring. So I'm hoping to make a good design sort of working out wise, which I think more people will be interested in. All right, next up from Kingsley Lee says, hey, have Louis van Gaal made his impact on United, and how about the red card conceded by Rooney in the West Ham game? Was it reckless? Consider he was captain. By the way, love you vids. Keep up the great work. Greetings from Malaysia. Good stuff. Has he made an impact yet? Not really, not quite. You know, he's made a little bit. He's still trying to find a balance. I mean, he said this in the interview after that game last week against West Brom. He's still trying to find a balance in the side, which, fine, it's going to take a bit of time. I've said this before. You can't just bring in a bunch of players that are just not going to click, you know, in the blink of an eye. It's going to take a little bit of time. But he's slowly getting there. You know, he's a good manager. He knows what he's doing. And the red card from Rooney, yeah, it was stupid, reckless, dumb. Any word you can describe, just carelessness, really. Because if you're a captain, you don't go around trying to knock out someone's kneecaps. All he had to do was pull his shirt back, clip him on the ankles. You don't go trying to whack someone in the knee. Could have caused all sorts of injuries. So Rooney would have known afterwards that that's just a stupid thing to do. Okay, next up from Felipe Badia says, hi TTB, love your vids and please try to upload more. Well, one a day is about the most I can get out. I have 2 questions. Do you have any tips to become a footballer? Because I want to be one. And I want to play for Colo Colo. I believe that's in Argentina. My second question is, when does PES 2015 come out? Keep up the good work. I would say, I mean, if you want to be a footballer, I always used to have that dream when I was younger. It's always said, people ask me, what do you want to be? I wanted to be a footballer. But I got lazy. I had the technical ability, just got lazy. So I would say if you want to be one, you've got to train hard. You've got to want to be one 24/7. You just got to put the work in, really. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, and there's a lot of footballers on TV. You have to question how on earth they even got there. But it's a matter of work rate, luck. I mean, luck plays an important part. If your dad is a professional footballer, obviously it's going to be 25 times easier for you to become one. So just work hard. Go at it. Commit. And hopefully you'll get there. But, you know, I'm not a pro, so I can't say too much about that. And then when does it come out? I believe November 11th in the US and November 13th is the date for Europe. So there we have it. Not too long now, lads. Not too long. Okay, next up from Justin Lumabas. Says, hey TTB from Carly, I've one question. If you're allowed to sign one player onto your favourite team, but he would have to play as a substitute for his first season at your favourite club, who would you pick and why? Well, that's a tough one. I mean, there's a ton of players that are good, aren't they? I mean, I'd love to see Ronaldo come back. But he wouldn't want to sit on the bench. Gareth Bale, I think, would be pretty darn good at United. So any one of the top players would be dynamite, but they wouldn't want to sit on the bench. So you'd have to kind of see what happens. Anyway, that's it for all today. Hope you guys did enjoy this one. Fingers crossed for United today. But I'll be back next week with some more questions. And until next time, take care.